Hey there, my name's Sarah. This is just for today. All right, we have June 26th, surrendering self-will. Our fears are lessened and faith begins to grow as we learn the true meaning of surrender. We are no longer fighting fear, anger, guilt, self-pity, or depression. Surrender is the beginning of a new way of life. When driven primarily by self-will, we constantly wondered whether we'd cover all the bases, whether we'd manipulated that person in just the right way to achieve our ends, whether we'd miss a critical detail in our efforts to control and manage the world. We either felt afraid, fearing our schemes would fail, angry or self-pitying when they fell through, or guilty when we would pull them off. It was hard living in self-will, but we didn't know any other way. Not that surrender is always easy. On the contrary, surrender can be difficult, especially in the beginning. Still, it's easier to trust God, a power capable of managing our lives, than to trust only ourselves, whose lives are unmanageable. And the more we surrender, the easier it gets. When we turn our will and our lives over to the care of our higher power, all we have to do is our part, as responsibly and conscientiously as we can. Then we can leave the results up to our higher power. By surrendering, acting on faith, and living our lives according to the simple spiritual principles of this program, we can stop worrying and start living. Just for today, I will surrender self-will. I will seek knowledge of God's will for me and the power to carry it out. I will leave the results in my higher power's hands. Well, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. This book references God. You can choose whatever higher power you want. Your higher power can be whatever you want it to be. I don't care. Just choose something greater than you and greater than your addiction and surrender to it. Let it all go, hand it all over, and then see what happens. After a while, you're going to start noticing that things are better. Your anxiety becomes a little bit more tolerable when you see that most shit is out of your control. Yes, we can control our actions, which then lead to certain consequences. Depending on the action is whether or not the consequence is a good one or a bad one. So, if you're like me, you believe in karma, which translates to do unto others as you would have others do unto you, or eye for an eye, or what goes around comes around. All of these are indeed karma. So if you can't decide on a religion or you just don't want to, then think about surrendering to karma. Or not, I really don't care. Just find something greater than you and your addiction and surrender to it. All right, guys, I wish you luck on your journey today. And until tomorrow, be strong, stay safe. Peace and love.